Hello and welcome back to Betrayal on the Trail. When we last saw our heroes, they had freed the young Taklin from the basement of the now deceased Orcish war chief and hid her away outside of town at the top of a tree. Confident that she would be safe there, they made their way back into Felderberg to rescue Taklin's father, Mr. Orweaver, and blow up the city's forge. The team successfully got Orweaver to safety, and after taking out 2 guards outside the forge, they blew the forge to pieces. And that is where we shall jump back in.
Let's get out of here. Let's go immediately.
Is there any sign of the tavern?
You did see the tavern on your way in. It is a bit of a way off, though. It's kind of... Felderberg is built in a circle. You are on one edge of the circle. Tavern is on the opposite edge.
I'll look at 3 and see that he clearly looks torn. I will look at Marie, who's been advocating for the life of everybody. I will look at Arabella, who looks like she would have difficulty making this extra long and lengthy journey, and be like,
"Oh, look, we can. If you really want to save the Party Gecko number, we can try."
Why don't we get Orweaver out of the town first, and then see if there's still enough of a distraction?
Well,
yeah, let's get out of town immediately. Look pretty suspicious right now as the only non-orcs in the town.
You sprint off downtown. You hear the sound of footsteps kind of sprinting from both directions of Felderberg towards the central point, which is the cornerstone. You make your way to the manor, which currently is abandoned. While you are here, are you wanting to make your stop before heading out of the town to pick up the chief's head? Or do you want to do that on a return trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get into that.
We're already implicated, it's fine.
Yeah, cool. So you kind of make a little detour on your way out of town, pick up a little head, help Orweaver get over the external wall, and you get your way safely to the other side of Felderberg Wall.
Whew. Okay, let's go and reunite him with his daughter, and then we can hightail out there.
So you make your way to the tree that the daughter was left in, call for her. She stumbles her way out, and as she's kind of halfway down the tree, Orweaver reaches up, lifts her out there, embraces her for a moment, and he turns back to you and is like, Thank you so much. What you did for me and my daughter, it goes without saying, it means the world. If there's anything we can do for you, please do let me know. He pulls the sword off his back. It's not much, but it's one of the swords that they were making me build. It has a little bit of magic inside of it, if you're so interested. Or I could, your arrows, little one, I could throw a few together that have magical properties. If that is something that help you the way that you helped me.
I'd
Can't
like
imagine
that.
this is our last combat encounter.
Yeah, that's it. Fighting's come to an end. The war's over.
I mean, I'd like that, but honestly, just focus on yourself right now. We'll talk shop later, I'm sure.
Yeah. There's somewhere you can go.
Knights of the Silver Stream might take us in. They take refugees from war quite a bit, so...
Where are we going next?
You were hypothetically going to go to Farron's Wizard Tower Museum and gift shop.
Do we want to go to a city to prepare before we go to the tower?
I would quite like to sleep.
This was what I was thinking, just to be somewhere safer a bit and maybe try and get some better weapons and armor and things. I'm just saying we could possibly go with them if they know the way. I don't really know this area super well. We go back to the mine, report back to the dragon, then maybe we could all go to the city together. Unless we want to hang out here and wait and see if the orcs leave. I mean, the idea was to get the orcs to leave.
Yeah.
We don't know whether or not they're actually going to... I mean, I suppose we could shelter in the mine for a few days and see what goes on. Yeah.
I mean, the The caveat of the kobolds leaving the mine was purely based on the war chief being taken out. That was the only thing that was keeping Ekrid the dragon locked to this point, a sort of seek for vengeance. So, regardless of if the orcs leave or not, you have fulfilled your obligations to all parties now. It's just if for closure you want to see if they also leave and everything turns out hunky-dory.
Should we go with this guy to the city? Like, if he knows where he's going, and also, like, he could hook us up with some better, like, arrows when we get there.
Maybe we just want to exchange business cards.
Yeah.
Like, meet up with him in the city, because I feel like we still got little odds and ends to do here. But it would make sense to have him as a contact at some point.
We'll just pay him a visit.
Do you know where you'll be staying in the city?
Like I say, the Knights of the Silver Stream are usually the ones that deal with refugees. They, to my knowledge, they have a place where refugees stay while they're being rehomed, so you ask them while arriving in town. They might point you in the direction of me.
Okay, yeah, let's split. Let's go and see the dragon then. And clear those kobolds out of that mine. Like we said we would.
They're going to ask about Party Gecko.
Maybe once the orcs leave, they'll just leave Party Gecko there, and then we can send the kobolds back to pick him up.
Unless Party Gecko is implicated, and the kobolds arrive upon the bridge, and Party Gecko's head is on
a gibbet.
Yeah.
Please, don't make me describe the corpse of Party Gecko, guys. I don't think my heart can take it today.
Look, I'm sure Party Gecko is a lovely kobold. We are still talking about the same group of people who, like, trapped us in a mine, tried to throw us into a room full of bees. I'm sure they're all lovely, but I personally am not going to put my life on the line to save one kobold.
Party Gecko didn't throw us to the bees.
He probably would, wouldn't he?
Why don't we go up, report this part done? We can always, check out. We can have a rest there, because I don't think any of us are feeling 100%. Go up to the mine, explain the death, potentially come back down later, or just be on our merry way.
I'm free to cave. It's up to you three, as far as I'm concerned.
I could do with a sleep before doing anything too dramatic.
I'm at least on that front as well.
Probably the mine then, right?
Yeah.
Keep the party going, Gecko.
So, you guys are making your way back up to the mine. I assume you're parting ways with the All Weavers for now? Or do you want to bring them up to the mine as well to rest or anything? Or are you just pat on the back off down the road?
I think happy to part ways with them if he seems fine with that.
Do they seem like they're not just gonna like drop dead once they round the corner, right? They're doing all right.
He seems pretty proud of his sword.
I mean, he seemed happy to go off by himself, so I'm happy to let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be fine. She's got a shank.
Yeah.
He nods and is like, when you come to a crucium, make sure you find me. I'll cobble you something together as a thank you. And turns around and heads off into the horizon.
Take care of yourself.
Bye.
Just a little over-the-shoulder thumbs up. So you guys head back up to the mine. You actually see there's quite a few kobolds on the outside of it. They all seem to be watching, waiting for your return. They start to cheer as they see you coming back, and they pull up a little sign that says, "Welcome back, Party Gecko."
Well,
You're
gonna look extremely uncomfortable on seeing this sign.
You climb the little sloped passageway up to the mine. One of the kobolds runs up and is like, "So, Where is he? Where's our boy? Where's the Party Gecko? You didn't leave the Party Gecko behind, did you?
Just turn to Cabal.
Yeah.
Come on.
We, you know Party Gecko better than we,
Yes,
so
I
I'm
mean,
sure you understand my meaning.
I personally
When
am
I-
engaged to Party Gecko, so I was very excited
Of course you
to
are.
see his return.
We tried, we begged for him to come, but he just told us the party don't stop.
She looks down for a moment, nods, and through teared eyes says, "The party don't stop," and returns, embraces a few of her friends, and they return back into the line.
Guys, I think we have to kill Party Gecko.
No, why didn't you tell them that?
Well, look, I didn't know what
I
to
thought we were gonna be honest and tell them that we
we didn't bother.
that we might go back.
Let's go and deliver this orc head.
Yeah, cool. So you make your way through the mine back to the spring area at the back. The Silver Dragon Ekru is currently taking a short nap, but she awaits to see you enter, nods to you and is like, is it done?
Wait, who's holding the head?
I've got it on my platter, on my bin lid. I will set it down in front of Ekru like John the Baptist's head for Salome. It's like,
She walks up to it, picks it up, looks into its eyes, nods to you and is like, very well, we shall vacate the mine by morning.
Where will you go?
I suppose we shall return to my mother's old. She looks to Cabal and is like, it's relatively close to where your clan's from, so mountains of Plaza.
what? Cabal is stunned. It's just like,
I'm from a sewer.
My mistake then. They just have a similar green scale pattern to yourself. But if I got the clan wrong, if you don't mind me, she picks up the head in her mouth, moves her way through the waterfall at the back into what appears to be a cavern that goes beyond it, sets it down in there, and then comes back out. Well, if there's anything else we can help you with, let us know, but if not, we shall start packing our things and get ready to leave.
Is it alright if we have a quick nap here while you're doing that? We did all just nearly die. Well, some of us nearly died a little bit more than others.
Of course you can. There's a sleeping corridor just down that passageway there. There's rolls of leather and whatnot. Just pick whichever one you so desire.
Thank you.
Cabal is like gonna sort of snap out of it a little bit. Be like,
Yeah, yes, a rest would be good. Where, just for a general sort of vicinity. Where is it you're heading? And the clan they probably aren't my clan, but you never know.
Plaza, it's just a little bit over the way. There's a mountain range. It's relatively dangerous for humanoids like yourself, but for a dragon, it's safe territory.
Cabal will smile to himself slightly at that and nod to the dragon. He considers saying something else, but chooses not to, and sits down to sleep.
Cool.
Just where he is.
Well, I'm tired now.
Awesome. So she gets to work with the help of a few kobolds from moving things out from behind the waterfall. Just little trinkets, treasures that they collected. It appears to be her form of a treasure trove. Assume you all head to sleep, unless there's anything
I have
else.
a quick conversation with Cabal first. Can I just pull him aside for a minute?
Yeah, you shake Bell back awake from his strange catatonic state that he fell into.
Can I just say to Cabal in Sylvan, you speak Sylvan?
Cabal, again, shocked. There's a lot of revelations happening. And Cabal will step right into Arabella, sort of looming over her. And just be like,
Have you been in my head, witch?
No. Sorry if I offended you. I think it's good that you speak it. Not many people do. Still in Sylvan.
Would I be able to hear this conversation?
This is the plot where we all speak Sylvan.
It depends. Are you two having a quiet conversation right now, or are you just...
Yeah, but I wasn't trying to, hide it. I just sort of pulled Cabal aside. If you were listening, then yeah.
yeah, I don't think I'm bellowing. I think I was immediately taken aback, but still trying to keep this quiet because
I feel like it would be fair to say you could maybe hear the utterances of Sylvan sentences.
Okay.
After as you've sort of said that, Dave, you'll blink and sort of step back slightly. Like,
Sorry, Arabella. I didn't mean to.
No, I'm sorry. Clearly, it was a very personal question. I was just interested because I haven't spoken it with anyone in a long time.
I don't know how I know it. Just sort of from chatting, I suppose, to rats and the sewer beasts. I always assumed it was
Sylvan is the language of the Fae.
Did you learn from a Fae?
No, I learned from an elf. I've never met a Fae.
and I think I'll glance around to see if the others are about.
Do you know it?
My eyes have glazed over.
3 would be, the moment you turn around, 3 would be pretending not to be trying to listen to every single word that's being said.
Okay, yeah, I think I would glance at them to see that nobody appears to be listening.
All right, let's do a thing then. Let's do redoing a deception against Kibal's insight.
I've got a natural 20.
I got a 3.
I mean, that's pretty on brand at least, but
In jail.
you notice like 3's got his back to you. He's kind of like pretending to study the walls, but his ears have tilted in the direction of the conversation.
Okay, yeah, I will see that, and then in common, again, I will just look at Arabella and be like,
Good to know. Good night, Miss Plum.
Black Cabal.
I consider talking to the others, but then, no, I will go to sleep.
Yeah, I'll also take a long rest.
Are we all happy?
Do the same, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I'm happy.
Get long rest. It's a little bit uncomfortable. You're having to sleep on stone floors with kind of bowls of animal skin and whatnot as cover. But the night passes without any problem. Morning comes. You guys all awaken. Reach for your staff, Kibal. And you see that the gem, the one that you took, the B one, has seemed to kind of like the wood from your staff has sort of molded its way around it, wrapping sort of like vines, almost like it's grasped the gem itself. And a lone bee is spinning, flying around top of it.
Well, this isn't right.
Sorry for this weirdly specific question. Does it look like it has attached itself to the staff, or the staff has attached itself to it?
It looks like the staff has moved its way around it.
I think I will look at it in a sort of an admiring fashion at first. Like,
It does look pretty cool. It classes the whole staff up a lot because it is riddled with termites.
then I will remember Tacklin asking if I would return this.
Oh, no, not that one. It's the
Oh.
one that you took from the mine, from the bee room.
Oh, the bee! Oh, cool!
That you kind of placed
sorry.
on your staff.
That's right, yeah. In that case, total change. I'm just going to be like, yes!
Bee
As-
stone, bee stone, bee stone.
You kind of grasp
It makes
your staff as well. You seem almost like it's accepting you as well. You start to get an innate knowledge for what has changed within your staff. I have sent to you a specific item.
Kaval makes that exact face. Just like,
I can ruin twice as many things.
There are a few caveats to this. You can only use the wasp variation of the first spell. And when you use the second spell, it's bees.
yes, yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
It's
It's the same item, just as long as you appreciate that everything that happens with the item is bee themed.
cool. It's like the things it fires out are stripy, black and yellow. Yeah, no worries.
I'd like to do a thing as well in the night.
In the nighttime, yeah.
Just kind of looking around, like realizing that everyone's probably asleep, and I'll just kind of feel my skin kind of drying up a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of sneak out during the night and kind of like have a bit of a bathe in the water a bit.
Yeah, cool.
And after kind of seeing the dragon go behind, I'll just be kind of sat there on the edge,
Peeking in.
just kind of peeking in. I'll be like, excuse me, are you awake?
If it's the nighttime, the dragon is currently elsewhere.
Right, okay. Is anyone around?
There's one of the dragon lance, dragon shield even, there. A kobold type that's more trained in combat, just kind of like sat watching you.
Hi.
Hello?
I know this is really awkward, seeing as you're essentially lifeguarding me, right? I was wondering, do you get out with your boss quite a bit?
Not really. We like to stay in the mine. Why? Are you looking for something? Do you need something?
Have you seen another grung like me before?
We used to see the occasional grung before we relocated here, but I mean, Plaza is their home, so not with the same colours and patterns as you, though.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just a shot in the dark. I mean, if you could pass on that kind of a message to your boss.
She has the overhead view, so she might be able to scour more ground for you. I'm sure she would be happy to keep an eye out, and if she tease one, point it in your direction.
Yeah, literally, I have no leases on my current investigation, so it's essentially like that is more than I've got at all. So like honestly, like please just anything you can muster. That's all. Thank you.
It might help, it might not. There's a person that our Ekru's mother used to do business with, a Mr. Nelevere. They were in the market of finding things out. There's Neleveres in a lot of cities, I've heard. So maybe you can seek one of them out and ask if they know anything.
That's a good start. Like, yeah, thank you. I'll do that.
The Neleveres are good people as well. They trust people like us, ones that the paladins and knights are a bit less keen on.
Yeah, no, that's enough. Thank you.
Cool. Well, don't drown. And it's gonna take his post back up again.
Okay, I'll just kind of sink in and kind of blow some bubbles.
Yeah. I assume that's you good for the evening? Awesome. So we jump back to morning time. Each of you all getting up. Val having his stick revelation. What would we like to do for the morning?
I think the first thing I'm going to do when I see Marie awake is in Sylvan say like,
Good morning, little cousin. Can you understand me?
Can I like say back in Celestial?
Jesus Christ.
So just like speak the language of angels. I just say, good morning, Cabal, what do you want for breakfast? But it's just like, good morning, Cabal!
Your mouth opens, but it's the sound of harp playing.
Yeah.
All right then.
and in common, I'll just be like,
Oh, all right. Never mind.
As you're kind of getting your stuff ready, the young dragon Ekru comes into the room, followed by a few little kobolds. They're carrying one of the minecarts that the mine used to use, but they've retooled it as a sort of just a little carrying object. Inside it, piles upon piles of silver pieces, a few sort of odds and ends, little gems, trinkets, and a silver egg thing atop it. Ekru looks to you and is like, well, we will be off then. Mine is yours to do with as you wish. And if you are ever in the area of Plaza, which I am sure you won't be because it is incredibly dangerous, do be sure to pay us a visit.
Best of luck.
Yeah.
You too. Turns and heads out of the mine.
We've got to report this to Canry, right? I don't know where Canry is, to be fair. Wait, who did Canry work for?
Henry.
Head of the Oliviana military. She's the head tactician of it. She did give you a sending stone, which 3 grasped quickly.
Oh, yeah. Hey, do you mind giving her a bell?
Oh, the stone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the stone out.
Cool.
What do we want to see?
All the kobolds are gone.
Mission accomplished.
Success.
I'm gonna press the button. Activate the. How does a sending stone work?
There's an ear on one end, and there's a mouth on the other, and it is a stone. That's all you know.
Gonna hold up the one that's an ear and just kind of put it up to my mouth and look around the group and just. The kobolds are gone. And the orcs as well, because we got rid of we had to get rid of the It's 3, by the way.
Why isn't he talking into the mouth?
I was gonna say, clearly you speak in the mouth side and listen to the ear.
You speak into someone's ear.
And I'm just joking with you, man. You did it right.
Stories are confusing, man.
You hear from the mouth side. Very good. Thank you for that. I can send your reward over now. Are you still around Felderbrook?
Yes. Ish. We're in the mine.
We're in the mine. Yeah.
You're in the mine now. Did you just clear out the mine, or is the orc situation sorted too? It's not that I told you to do the orc situation. I'm just saying if the orc situation's
it's kind
done...
of sorted. Maybe we haven't actually checked, but we sort of... They're probably on their way. It's probably sorted. Probably.
Okay, well,
Tell them we blew up a large part of the town and killed their leader.
Just tell them we killed the leader. Maybe.
The leader's dead.
Well, that sounds like cause for an increased reward. Very well.
Also, it's probably fair to tell them about the monster that is still inside a basement.
Also, Cabal says we should tell you that there's a monster in a basement.
Don't mention me.
Someone, I'm hearing there's...
Is the monster just loose? Is it just like...
No, it's in a cage.
Okay. Okay, well, we can deal with that. That's something that we can do.
Mention that we rescued the Ore Weaver as well. I think that was a thing.
Yeah, we rescued the guy, the dwarf, and his daughter, and they're safe. They're going to not Oliviana, that place within Oliviana that everyone.
The Crucian.
That's the one, you know. Yeah.
That's where I'm based, so I can make sure he has safe entry and whatnot.
Don't mention Party Gecko.
Gonna look noticeably saddened.
Well, I'll send a carriage. The carriage can be yours as part of your reward.
Nice.
There will also be a collection of gold pieces as proper payment for this task, along with a little something from my own personal collection. I'm sure it should keep you all a bit safer. It's what I usually wear when I'm being called out to duty. On top of that, if you ever need anything in a Crucium, just mention my name. I will make sure that you get safe passage inside, maybe a roof over your head for the evening, and food. I will make it happen for you. Is there anything else, or can I take my sending stone back?
No, that's absolutely everything. There's no one or nothing else to discuss.
Very well. And as you say that, the sending stone blinks out of your hand.
I guess we would just wait for that carriage now.
Yeah, cool. So you head outside. Eventually, see a smallish or horse-drawn carriage. It's relatively nice, nothing special. 2 horses up front. Inside it, once it pulls up, is a small satchel with 200 gold pieces inside of it. There is also a cloak draped over one of the seats.
Someone's sitting there.
So shall we divide the gold equally? And I'm just going to put my stake in it. If it's a cloak that does things like protect you from physical damage, I would just like to say that I would quite appreciate that. I don't know what it does. Oh wait, I am a magician. Can I have a look at it?
Kamal's already wearing it as a scarf. Like he's already picked it up. It's like, wait.
Yeah, you can make a little Arcana check on it.
22.
Oh my god, yeah. So I'll send you what it is.
Thank you. We have a quick look. Please, can I wear the cloak? I'd love to have an AC in 2 digits. Like, I've always aspired to that. I'm just going to wear this for now, but if any of you become as frail and elderly as I am, I will pass it across.
You can take round by round turns draping it over your shoulders in a chain. What do we want to do next?
I'm thinking a crucian. So we could do like prep and stuff, maybe like gather some resources before we take on, because no one's been up this tower, right? Because it's dangerous and full of traps. Yeah. I just feel like maybe if we went to a city and figured out what was going on a bit and raised some funds and got some better stuff, then it could be worth that.
Shopping's great.
Is it significantly like out of the way to do that? Like if we were, it's not like not like the tower's 20 minutes away and the city's 4 days ride or anything.
It would take maybe an extra day's worth of travel total, not including the time spent in a crucium doing whatever you want to do.
We're not in a massive rush, are we?
There's no time constraints, no.
I mean, other than the death of a god.
Yeah. I just feel like we should prevent our deaths. You know what I mean?
Look, you've got a cloak, all right? What more do you want?
Yeah, no, you're right. Let's go and breach the impenetrable wizard's tower immediately.
Right, okay, when you phrase it,
I'm down for that. I'm just saying we could possibly pick up just some items and objects that'll help us out and gather information and just do city things. I'm not talking about moving into the city, but we could spend a day or two there. And there's a blacksmith there who owes us a favor, so
I think I'll look between myself, Marie, and 3. Then look back to Arabella and just be like,
are we going to be all right in a crucium?
I haven't really been to a big city before.
We do.
Just to cover what Arabella would know, because the crucium's pretty much the capital of Taramia. It's the central base of all its operations. It's an elven-built city that was specifically built in order to be a focal point for countering the monstrous threats coming down from the north. So it's a very military-based city. It is the home of the Order of Serenity, which is the paladin order that was gifted powers from Eldath. They usually are good guys, but seen as Eldath's powers are dwindling, he doesn't really have the energy to pick and choose people based on morality, so instead they now go through very basic rituals in order to give people power, which means it has been used to give more corrupt individuals paladin powers that usually wouldn't be able to get it.
Right. Lay my knowledge to the party.
I mean, we do have a guarantee of our safety from the head of the military, from the tactician.
Yeah.
But
Cabal looks a little bit like his fist clenches slightly around his staff, and it's just like,
I'm just wary about going there without a clear plan.
You're pretty set on looking for a larger city to go restock on resources on. Belderbrick is pretty much on the line between Oliviana and Ictium, so it's also equally as close to the city of Hagar. It's a dwarven, sort of more communal area, so it doesn't have as much affiliations with the Oliviana military. Might be a little bit safer, but of course you guys haven't been given passage by a tactician. You've also not got a blacksmith working away in that city who is willing to give you things.
Also, our blacksmith contact probably hasn't quite got there yet. We're likely to turn up a day after he arrives in the city and be like, yo, make us some armor. And he'll be like, I don't have anywhere to sleep.
Yeah, that would be fair. Yes, we could go to Hagar instead. We need more weapons and stuff?
Cabal flies and bees swarming around the staff, and I'm like,
I'm feeling pretty confident, to be fair.
I'm
Beyond my desire to pick up a shiny pearl somewhere, so I can actually use my spells. Aside from that, yeah, like healing potions.
There's a gift shop at the museum.
They sell pearls worth 100 gold pieces. I'll get one there.
I mean, I'm alright personally with fists.
And maybe we're just going straight there then. Maybe it's not worth taking a city detour.
We can always assess it, and if most of us die inside, the remainder can go back to the city and get things, confident in the knowledge that we needed to do that.
You can just leave one person with regrets. It's fine.
That was the wizard tower. Everyone happy with that?
I'm gonna. How many horses do we have? Is there 2 on the carriage?
Yeah,
Or
2
just-
horses on the carriage.
Okay, yeah, I'm briefly gonna speak to them and be like,
Beasts, I am your commander now. You will
Jay, do the horse noises.
take... This horse is sick. He'll take us to the wizard's tower with no delay.
no, stroking gently.
It nods. You all kind of make your way into the carriage. It's quite a comfy 4-seater. Horses take off. They about 4 or 5 hours pass. No problem, just making your way across the main roads when you get to the southern section of Liviana. The Wizard Tower itself is placed on a sort of cliffront facing onto the sea. As you pull up, you can see it's a stone tower. The roof eroded away from rain and just general time. It appears that people have attempted to scrape away the greenery that's trying to reclaim this tower, but still patches of it making its way up the edges. It's quite a large line in front of it, and you see above the door written is Faerun Glade Reavers, Wizard Tower and Museum and Gift Shop in sort of magical text that appears to us like a sort of neon light display, but made out of pure arcane energy. You each get your way out of the carriage and each see this Wizard Tower. What would you like to do first?
Are we going to have to wait in the line?
For full immersion, I'll make you wait in real time as well.
Yeah.
We need wristbands.
Should we pop in and be like, hey, we've come to conquer this tower because we're the chosen ones of Eldath, or do you think that won't go over well?
Hello, we're here to conquer this tower! Museum and gift shop.
Yeah, this.
Yeah,
I claim this gift shop, and then
yeah, I do feel like if that was the method we were approaching, waiting in the line, kind of like make that a bit moot, really.
Canry did send us here, right? Like, we don't need to subterfuge our way in.
She didn't send you on official business, she just said that it was one of the potential lead locations.
it was somewhere we should have a look.
Like, maybe we don't want to go around shouting about the fact that we're the champions of Eldath.
I'll button up my trench coat.
We could always try trespassing, and then if they arrest us, be like, oh, but... Destiny.
Why don't we try it the other way around and join officially, but then if we find somewhere we wish to trespass, we do that.
That's what I mean. And then, if we get arrested after that, then we're like, oh, we're actually here because we're trying to save the world. See how well that goes over. But only if we get arrested for trespassing. Like, only if they find us.
How well does it look like we'll blend in with the folks that are here?
There's all folks here. Like, this is quite a big area that a lot of people come to visit. It's the equivalent of sacred grounds for these people because these are the ancient champions that saved the entire world. You would blend in relatively well. There's no one like official stood on the door or anything that's going to turn you away.
Fair enough.
Great. So you stand in queue like all good D&D adventurers do. About 15 minutes of small talk, kind of just patting your legs, waiting for the queue to come down. You get up to the door. It's about 15-foot high iron door with kind of obsidian black at the bottom, but it kind of changes to silver the higher up it goes. There's a box next to the door that says 5 silver pieces for entry.
I mean, sure.
Cool. We all, yeah.
5 silver pieces.
Fair
Is this-
dues.
Can I make an insight check to see if this is a suggested donation?
Yeah.
I'll put it in.
Yeah, sweet. You each put your 5 silver pieces in. You make your way in. There's a red carpet that goes from the entranceway that kind of snakes its way through this museum. There's a lot of displays at either side, all illuminated by dancing lights. You see a waxwork figure of Faerun Gladeweaver. She's a quite tall elven woman. Extremely long blonde hair tied up by a black bow. She has a robe that pretty much touches the ground, and you can't see her hands from underneath it. She has icy blue eyes, but a kind of warm smile. To the side, you also see a replica of a tome that she used to have. It's blue leather bound with sort of silver coated all around it. There is also a small dress-up box opposite where children are dressing up as Faerun Gladeweaver and looking in the mirror. Do you want to do anything in this room, or do you want to continue on through the museum?
Do you think that model actually has its hands?
Lazy artists.
Yeah.
Hiding the hands, yeah.
I mean, there's an answer for that, and if you want, Arabella, you could make a history check, because you would be the one that would know that.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
History check for hands. 10?
You know there's something like, she made her robe specifically so that it would always cover her hands? You don't remember why?
You made her robe so it would always cover her hands, but I can't remember why.
No, that's role-playing.
I came up with that all by myself.
I thought it was just difficult to model hands, you know?
Yeah,
Drawing
that's
hands.
also fair. We're supposed to be gathering like the 3 legendary weapons, right? Do you reckon that oh, obviously not that tome, that's a replica, but do you reckon that tome is one of them?
I'm gonna go up to the replica and have a look in it. Flip through to see if it's got any spells or whether it's just like some lorem.
First off, the replica's behind kind of red thingy. What are they called? The big red rope thingies. Red rope. Behind red
Yeah.
rope.
Well, yeah, like a
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Partition.
Partition, that's it. Are you still gonna lean over and...
yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's like-
You kind of lean over, other museum guests kind of look at you in bemusement as you try and unbuckle the lever on the front. It's a wooden carving of the tome. It is not a real book, unfortunately.
This place is full of subterfuge. Be on your guard.
Underneath it, though, you do see a small kind of plaque that says "A gift from Eldath."
It's blue and silver, right?
Yeah, blue and silver. That's like, though it's kind of made of leather, when you get close to it, it has a very nice shimmer to it, almost like it's slightly iridescent.
Cabal reading the words "a gift from Eldath" immediately hears those words in his father's voice and like snaps his body back up so he's not over the partitioning rope.
What ways are there out of this room?
The museum continues further on. It's segmented into 4 parts. There's this section, which is the life and times of Faerun. Then there's a small sort of row of paintings that were made during wartime. There's a collection of trinkets in the next room, and then finally there's the gift shop.
Is there no obvious way from the museum to the rest of the tower?
Do you want to speed run the museum and just see if you can find any?
I'd like to look at stuff.
Yes. Oh yeah, we can do a museum tour.
But yeah, I think we would be keeping an eye out for any kind of
I'll tell you the second there's a no entry sign on something. So, are you wanting to look at anything in this room, or do you want to move on to the next section?
Yeah, Cabal's too big for the dress-up box.
Just to clarify, because children come in all shapes and sizes in the D&D world, there are a few that are adult-sized, though seems to be built around children. Maybe someone about like 3's build could hypothetically be squeezed into one of these robes.
Like no like fabric like big enough for like a child hill giant.
It goes up to kind of like adult human size. That's as far as you get.
Okay, I think Cabal is going to look at like the clothing, the force of habit from discarded clothing his whole life, which he's had to like collect up. I think he is going to look at it, work out the size thing, look at 3.
3 would just be completely oblivious.
And then pick one up and stop it.
We're moving on then into the paintings area.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, cool. So it's very quick corridor. It's just a connecting point between the two areas. There's a few paintings, one of Faven Gladereader entangling about hundreds, like an army of goblins within magical vines. The next one shows Faven blasting an ray of frost through the chest of a storm giant. And then the final one shows her with a dwarven individual who has silver gauntlets on, tending to one of her runes while she reads from her tome around a campfire. It comes to an end with that one, and then the next one is a room full of a bunch of glass cases. Each glass case has a different trinket in. They're all objects that Faven has found within her time adventuring. You can see through a passageway. The next room over is the gift shop, and at the end of the gift shop is a door that says "Keep Out," with a red partition in front of it.
Yes.
Get in.
Are any of these trinkets, like, is there anything, as we're sort of strolling through there anyway, is there anything that sort of stands out? I suppose can I do like a perception check around just to see if there's anything particularly eye-catching would interest Cabal?
Yeah, go for it.
That is a 16.
16. Yeah, there's most of it just kind of seems like low level magical item. One that does catch your eye because it just makes you a bit uncomfortable to look at is a dragon eye encased in amber.
Oh.
You also kind of take note of an interactive item. It's a small sort of hand mirror that's open. Top side's a normal mirror, but the bottom side seems to be kind of like a colour wheel.
Is it in a glass case?
No, it says "Please touch" on it.
Okay, I'll put my face right up to it. I'm gonna look at it at my big green face. I'm gonna press red.
Cool. Press red, and those kind of standing around, mulling around the museum, glance over to Cabal as his scales shimmer for a moment and then shift, and Cabal is now red instead of green.
Cabal?
What?
Can I see that in the mirror?
Yes.
Okay,
Are you okay?
in that case, I press the green.
You can't find the exact shade that was yours, but you go to an adjacent green.
This is Wintermint.
There is an adjacent plaque that says "Effects only last 1 minute."
I choose to ignore that.
Cabal stands there running his finger around the circle to see if I kaleidoscopically.
Yeah, you watch Cabal go through the whole rainbow over and over again.
I mean, this could be useful in a pinch.
Do we need a distraction?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, yeah, we do. Should we go check out the gift shop and the no entry sign?
Yeah.
Aye, sounds good.
Cool.
Mhm.
Are you done, Cabal?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. You make your way into the gift shop. It's the largest room out of all of them. They seem to have cared more about merchandising than the actual preservation of history. There's
Some good commentary going on here, Jay.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's a bunch of kind of Baron-based merchandise, wizard-based merchandise, just scattered around the place. All kind of the cheap stuff you would find in a museum. It looks like it'll break pretty fast, but it'll keep your kid entertained for about a half hour or so. There's the back entrance, which has the checkout by it as well, which is ran by a small gnomish man. Do you want to look for anything in the gift shop, or you're not in a shopping mood?
I think 3 would be kind of idly just browsing and getting distracted by all the kind of shiny things, but otherwise, no, not going for anything in particular.
Okay.
Are there any like felt witch hats?
There is a section of there's a bunch of replicas of Baron's robes in adult sizes as well this time, plus the little witch caps as well.
Yeah, Arabella.
Yes.
Is this not necessarily your style? Or...
Young for me, I think. 40 years ago, maybe.
It's just the one member of staff, right?
Yeah, just the one.
Alrighty, so we're
There
thinking
is-
a distraction, right?
There is, just for full clarity, something that definitely Kibal would take notice of more than anyone. Because by the do not enter sign, there is a large copper statue of a dragonborn holding a sword.
Don't like that. I wish I'd taken detect magic. It was a real oversight on my part.
I think I'll look at it for a bit, and then I will approach the gnome at the checkout, lean in slightly too close, and be like,
Who's that?
That's an interesting conversation, but I've got to check out people first. You see, I can't just make idle chit chat with people that aren't buying.
Are the people in the shop?
There's people, but he's not actually serving anyone right now.
I'm interested in buying it if I know who it is.
That's not for sale, but he reaches under the desk. He pulls out, one of those extendo grabbers. It's one of those, but for mage hand. He pulls out one of those, and he's like, I've got a mage hand extendo grabber if you're interested. It's 1 silver piece to fine gentlemen.
yeah, I'll take a silver piece.
Awesome.
Fine.
He bags it up in a little carrier bag.
Do I need to know Mage Hand for this to work?
No, that's the magic of it. Anyone can use mage hand now. On a subsequent note, I have no clue who that dragon is. Anyway, enjoy your day, sir. And he hands the bag across to you.
I will take it and look at him, seriously consider about spraying my poison breath in his face.
That's what being a cashier feels like. Any second, you don't know if the customer's going to spray poison.
And to back to the other guys.
Well,
Let's go up to it and okay, maybe? I mean, we have plausible deniability. My Alzheimer's is saying it, it's fine. I go and gently prod the statue.
Yeah, it's a metal. It's a statue. It doesn't do anything when you prod it.
I feel like they'd have more protection on this door than a do not enter sign. I've just got a hunch.
well, if we need a distraction, I reckon I can have a go.
What do we do if it's magically enchanted? We try and walk through it and I don't know. Alarms start blaring. We try for it, and then if they try and arrest us, we're like, well, we're here on official business. It worked out great in the mind of kobolds, doesn't it?
Alright, do we want some cover?
Yeah, I guess.
If you can.
Cool. I'm gonna bang my staff on the ground.
Oh no!
Expend one charge from it to cause a swarm of harmless flying insects to spread out in a 30-foot radius. And the area is heavily obscured for creatures other than me.
Cool.
So I'd be like,
Oh no! There are bees and flies.
So you just watched a humongous amount of exactly 30 feet worth of bees burst
Fill
out from the staff.
fill the shop with bees.
There's just a yellow and black blur in this gift shop now.
Oh, okay.
Call the
So-
health inspector. Oh no! Try the door.
I feel like this is worse somehow.
Gonna
It
make
was-
my way over to the door.
There's
Yeah, I'm
still
gonna-
there's another one of those like red rope partitions in front of it.
I'll pause in front of it for slightly too long and then just kind of like awkwardly like step about to step over it and then kind of duck under it instead.
As you duck under it, the glyphs that have been, not by the visible eye, written onto it light up a bright red. As they light up, you hear a kind of whirring sound as sort of the sound of energy being built up, almost like electricity flowing. And through the haze of bees, you see two kind of a blue orb light up where the statue of the Dragonborn was. And two red eyes kind of flicker on as you hear the sound of copper kind of moving. And I think that's where we're going to leave this session for today. That's all the time we've got for this week's episode. But before you go, I just want to thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave us a like if you like what you just saw, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss out on any of the adventure.